Well, if Bitcoin will become the ultimate type of a form of the currency been adopted by human society, I can tell exactly what's going to happen as the worst scenario or the must scenario. We're all going to die. This is not a joke.
What's going on, guys? K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're enjoying your day today. Now, if you watched yesterday's video, we talked about something crazy happening in the Bitcoin chart, and it should be resolved within a week to 2 weeks, and that is the triple threat. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. I'm going to go over again very quick in today's video. Now, what we need to talk about is something that was brought to my attention, which is absolutely crazy, and I want to share this with you really quick today, guys. So, this was something that I found. I was looking at these different charts. You know, I like to listen to what the other analysts are talking about, right? You don't want to get caught up too much in it because we do have the bulls celebrating a victory right now. The bears getting scared, but it could be time to chop them all up, right? Well, this is crazy, guys. Stick around to the end of this video, and I'm not trying to, spread hopium or anything like that. There is that possibility we get slammed down, but the last time that this happened for Bitcoin pumped 700%. You have to see this chart. You have to see this correlation. Will it happen again this time? I don't know, but stick around to the end of this video. You're going to have your mind blown. So on the shorter time frame right here, you can see that Bitcoin has actually fallen back below this upward sloping trend. Now, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, you could see right here, we did test it a few times, and then we did break back above it. And it is the weekend, and we know that weekend price action can get a little bit crazy, right? I actually adjusted this parallel channel. I had two of them yesterday. I just combined them into one because I think that this is mainly what we're seeing. You can also argue, obviously that we are putting in right here a bit of a flag pattern the same way that we did back here. But ultimately, I'm just kind of following this main area because you could see we tend to stay below this. We fall below, boom, we bounced above it again. And you can kind of really use these levels to trade really well. So as you can see right now, we are sitting below it. So obviously, depending on what happens over the weekend, we're either going to have a retest down here, most likely at around 22,784, or we're going to end up, pumping probably somewhere up to this heart line and then again up to the top. So we kind of have to see how that plays out. If you guys are looking, to take, I wouldn't really, you could try to take the short, but there really isn't much confirmation on that. You would probably want to wait until you get a close below 22,784 if you were looking to short. But again, right now we have the trend moving upwards and the trend is your friend. So, I'm not telling you to long or short, but I am saying that we are getting very close to our target area of around that $25,300 level. Now, of course, we could go a lot higher than that, clearly. If you actually come over here, you notice that we do have the CME futures gap up here at around 28,745. And what's really crazy is if we come over here and we look at this blue zone where you could see we have all these wicks. Look, we have a wick here, wick here, wick here, wick here, another one, right? You can see all that area. And then we have that major support right there. So that is a possibility that, Bitcoin, and obviously we're not saying we, couldn't have a little pullback, retest around that 21,000, and keep moving all the way up. We could potentially come all the way up here. That would be maximum pain for the bears, right? Who have been basically sitting in cash since down here. And then at that point, I think we would have some type of a reversal. To be totally honest, I think that, there's just a lot of support right there that I think would flip into some major resistance. But like Satoshi Stacker said, what if this is just this little rally right here? And what if we do have a lot lower to go? What if we do have to go down and retest that $13,000 to $12,000 area? Now, obviously just playing devil's advocate, but as we did point out, there is a very critical situation that is going to happen within the next week or two. And that is this focal point of all of these moving averages. We have a potential death cross forming, which we've never ever seen ever happen in the history of Bitcoin. And we also have this downward sloping trend, which was acting as support, now acting as resistance. And then we also have this extremely important local pivotal level of when we had that first Terra Luna crash. So there are just so many levels where you have these potential break-even opportunities. You also have a situation we've never had before. But as I said, if you want to take that contrarian view, then, maybe we just continue pumping to the upside since every, one is calling for a recession and lower levels and the biggest crash that we've ever seen in our life. But there will be opportunities to take those trades. Make sure that you get subscribed to the channel. Of course, guys, I go over this every single day. Remember down here, we called this move. We knew that we were going to have that break once we broke that downwards trend. Now we're starting to get into that cautious territory, right? I'm not being a bear. I'm just being realistic. Of course, if you guys want to learn to trade, make sure you check out that tutorial popping up above right now. But on the flip side, like Credible points out, if you look at this price action, it is very similar to what we had back here. He talks about this 10K to 60K candle range and how we had that consolidation, and it's looking very, very similar, right? So maybe we will have some sort of a repeat like what we had back here in the previous bear market. That is a possibility. Coming over here again, Stock Money Lizards points out that, again, we came out of this moon boy zone, he calls it, bull pennant, bull flag, forming a bull flag possibly. Will we have that continuation? Maybe. But this is the kicker, and I hope you guys stayed to the end of the video for this. This is what Tech Dev pointed out, and if you're not following Tech Dev, you're definitely missing out. This guy finds some incredible things in the charts. I really appreciate his content, and you can see right here, absolutely crazy. When liquidity flows, Bitcoin moves. So he's basically comparing this to the Chinese government 10-year bond. And if you compare the 10-year to the DXY, when it breaks above its 1-year moving average and its monthly MACD has crossed bullish, literally 5 out of the last 5 times, a major Bitcoin impulse followed. And look at these percentages. The first time, 47,700, 2,470. Can you guys see this? 1,070%. 2,540, and this last time that I just spoke about was 700%. Will it happen again this time? And look at how crazy this is. So if you just overlap this, he did it in this video, you can actually see that they are perfect, almost perfect fractals. How crazy is that, guys? Look at that. Look at how that overlaps perfectly. We'll watch it one more time. Look at this again, one more time. Crazy stuff. And you can see right here, it is starting to pump up. So does that mean that, we're going to see that Bitcoin price follow? I do not know the answer, guys, but I found that to be very, very interesting. And still over here, if you want to just talk about the S&P, on the weekly, we have put in a short-term higher high. This is a major pivot right here. We need to see us get and break sort of above, really above 4280. But as of right now, yes, there was a slight pullback on the daily. You can see right here, there was a sharp daily sell. So that is something we should be concerned about maybe, that we did see this big wick, boom, right? But, having a look at that weekly, it's still looking pretty good, guys. So obviously, it's just a bit of hopium optimism, right? Is it going to happen this time? We don't know. Like I said, I'm still concerned about what's going to happen in the short term, seeing how this death cross is resolved with these major resistances. That, for me, is priority number one. Then we'll get to Cathie Wood's $500,000 million Bitcoin eventually. But if history does repeat, and if that chart that Tech Dev provided does play out, then we could be looking for a massive continuation of this rally for Bitcoin. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is it really different this time? Because just kind of mentioning what happened, with the jobs reports and all that, we actually found that it was higher than expected and unemployment is coming down. So we're getting very mixed signals between what the Fed is trying to do and, whether or not we're actually going to get that recession or not. Everybody's calling for a recession. What happens if it doesn't happen? Just saying. I don't know, guys. I'm not an economist. But that being said, thanks again for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. I hope you enjoy these shorter videos. And of course, if you do want to learn to trade, make sure you check out these tutorials popping up right here, right now. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.